Hey, this is Ava Unit 4A for CollectionDX.com. This is a special bonus video that I'm putting together on the side after I've just finished the review for the Voyager-class Autobot Treadbolt set. What I'm about to tell you is not an official mod. It is not sanctioned by Hasbro or TakaraTomy or anybody else who's related to Transformers. This is what is known online as an MOC. I cannot take credit for this, nor am I going to take credit for coming up with this design. The original person who came up with this genius modification posted it to one of the Transformers web boards, and so I'm working off of his design. This is not my idea anyway. I wish I had come up with it. I'm willing to bet that a lot of people wish they'd come up with it as well. This is an original design. This is not in the instructions. In order to do this, you're going to need two sets. You're either going to need Treadbolt or you're going to need Voyager-class Jetfire, who came out 2 years earlier in 2006, or any future repaint, so long as it's got everything that's been shown in the video for this guy. You're also going to need the Optimus Prime figure, or in this case, I'm using the Ultra Magnus figure from the Battle for Autobot City Target exclusive set from 2007. I decided that the red from Optimus Prime wouldn't work as well as Ultra Magnus's white and blue did, and you'll see why in a moment here. Okay, I've only done this a handful of times, so you have to forgive me if I kind of fumble up on camera. Or if I kind of take my dear sweet time with it. The instructions say you're supposed to turn his head around. You can if you want to. It just fits a little better in there, whatever. But you're supposed to leave everything out like that. Turn his arms upside down, like so. This. Let's see, how does this work? You're going to open up the two halves of the cab, like so. And then you're going to fold the fists up. Really, the changes to Optimus or Ultra Magnus, not very many changes. At least not as many as there will be with Treadbolt and or Jetfire. The mod for Treadbolt is a bit more extensive. Turn around 180 and push it up. Turn around 180, push it up. Make sure that you also close up the feet when you're in the area. Let's see. Now what you're going to do is you're going to loosen the back, but don't reattach it. Well, quite frankly, it won't be able to even if you tried. And tilt these back wing sections, tilt them upward just against the boosters for now. Tilt the wings, not to the first position, but to the second position. First, second position. The head goes up. Now, unfortunately, you're going to lose your head. You're going to lose your head posability option in this mode. But what are you going to do? You know, it's the sacrifice we have to make in order to get this awesome mod. And then just fold the torso up like that. Now, what you're going to do back here, you're going to fold the legs apart. One. Let's see, how did he do this? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Don't push the legs all the way in because you have to keep this particular joint exposed. There we go. Okay. That's what you need to accomplish right there. So, you pull it out, tilt it down as far as it will go, and then one of two things. You can see they're like perfectly horizontal here, or you can tilt them out at an angle. I leave them out at an angle. It's just a little easier to work with it. And then you're just going to let this hang off the back like this. Oops. And that's the modifications you make to Treadbolts. Here's where things start getting interesting. Now keep in mind that because these toys were never meant to do this, this is not a mod as far as glue or adding plastic or things like that. All you're doing is you're just kind of stacking things one on top of the other and just hoping they stick. And so this is not going to be very stable when all is said and done. Again, that is the sacrifice we make. What you're going to do is you're going to put Ultra Magnus's arms between Treadbolt's, his arms, and the wings. You're just going to slip it in there. And you're just going to slip it right over the top like that. Now it's going to be loose, okay? It's going to be loose. Let's see. I don't know if I can get this on camera. Oh, okay. Alright, that was easy. And you're just going to have to kind of monkey around with it until you get it right. Okay, here's where things get a little tricky. Also, thing you have to keep in mind is that he's going to be very back heavy. Again, this is a toy being asked to combine when it never could before. Tilt these forward. Just slip over the shoulders, and then tilt them upwards like so. What you're going to do is, let's see, it's going to be not the joint back here, but the one up front. You're going to twist it so that it's like that, and you can do variation of that as you see fit. This is the way it just looks cool for me this way, like that. God, I wish I'd come up with this. I really do. This thing is just so damn clever. Let's see, how am I going to do this? Okay. And then you're going to take Treadbolt's cannon. Here's where it becomes kind of finicky. You're going to put this cannon into Ultra Magnus's fist, like that. It's taking me a little time to do this, but like I said, I've only done this like a handful of times. So I don't have my technique down pat yet. There's the cannons like that. What you're going to do with the backpack is tilt it forward once. You can tilt it forward twice if you want to, but I just leave it in that first position. And then as was pointed out by, I don't remember who, I think it was, I don't know, it was another reviewer on YouTube. What you're going to do is open up the back wings here, so that it kind of covers up the space in here. I can't remember who it was. I don't know who it was. Let's see. Okay, he's a little awkward here. Now what you're going to do, because this combo was created after Transformers Revenge of the Fallen came out in theaters, whoever came up with this was inspired to recreate what was it, Power Up Optimus Prime's that big cannon he uses to destroy the Sun Harvester. Oh yeah, by the way, spoiler alert. And so you just kind of have to kind of do a balance. You can't push them both all the way in; it won't work. So you just have to do a kind of balancing act. I've seen some people take the cannon, take Treadbolt's cannon and stick it down here, and that actually does work a little better. But this way, you actually get the cannons up onto the shoulders. And just give them that much more firepower. And he's a little back heavy. Make sure that the leg joints are still tight. If you've got some sort of a mod, whatever you do, do what you do best for your mod. But this right here is just one of the damned awesomest combination that isn't a combination that you ever saw. Certainly the damnedest thing I've ever seen. This thing is awesome. Now, because it is a mod, like I said, there's a pair of, I'm not going to be able to show it on camera, but Treadbolt has a pair of very tiny tabs. I've got my fingernail resting up against it, which you can kind of sort of wedge under this white colored ridge here. You can kind of sort of wedge it under there. And then this floppy thing back here, you can, again, kind of sort of fit it up in there, just kind of push it up in there and hope it holds. And really, that's the only mod you have to make. Now, it's not going to hold. It's truthfully, it is not going to hold on its own. And posability more or less goes outside the roof. This is more for lulls. This is a lull mech is what this is. The legs are still posable, but again, you need to have strong hip, elbow, and, hip, knee, and ankle joints. Brain fart. In order for this to work. Because the, the shoulder armor here you have to kind of play around with this in order to get the arm to point upwards. Now, you also have to keep in mind where you're going to hold on to things, because if this combination was a little more solid, you wouldn't have to worry about it. But since it is an MOC, yeah. So, like, always keep in mind that things are going to be loose. Always, always, always going to be loose. This is a mod you make this, you make this mod to make your friend's jaws drop. But this is just one of the damnedest things I've ever seen. Where the hell did he come up with this? Praise to this guy for coming up with this awesome modification. This is just genius. Just wow. And so, with this bonus video concluded, this is Ava Unit 4A for CollectionDX.com, signing off.